ready. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome.
Sister,
you must learn. She's made in the past on certain topics, especially the one in dealing with the immigration. When she was pretty much saying how it was wrong. It was wrong. Is this on? Hold up. I don't even think this is on. Let me put this in here. Yeah, she was pretty much saying how it was wrong that, can y'all hear me? Could y'all hear me before that? Because I didn't even have the mic plugged in, right? But anyway, she was pretty much saying that it was wrong how they were treating the immigrants. It was unfair and it was inhumane, right? I particularly remember that. Actually, I have a clip. I'll show you guys that clip in a minute. But let's check this out, because I'm going to have to start paying a little more attention to this woman right here, okay? Tiffany Cross, because this right here, what she said, I've honestly been saying this for a very long time. I've been saying it for a long time. I even said it back when he won. I asked the question. Now, I never said it was never great. I never said that America was never great. Okay, I don't totally agree with that statement, because there was a time when America was great. Has it been great for we as so-called black people, melanated people? No, it's not been great. And I have to say that, speaking as a melanated so-called black woman, right? It has not been great for us. I don't remember it being great for my mama, my daddy, my grandparents, okay, and my great-grandparents as well, because I know a lot about them too. You know, stories that I've gotten from family members. But anyway, you know, so yeah, I kind of agree with that, you know, and I have said that, but like I said, I don't agree with the fact that it's never been great. I wouldn't say that it was great once upon a time ago. Okay, if you want to really go all the way back, I would take that all the way back to what, 1942, when this character, Christopher Columbus, okay, allegedly sailed the ocean blue and came to America and discovered the New World. We all know the story about that, right? How you discover somewhere where there was already people were already inhabiting that landmass, already living there, full and thriving communities, right? A full and thriving government and everything, right? We can see that in the Dred Scott case, where Judge Tanton acknowledges that they had a government of their own. And unless they choose to amalgamate with our government, they are left free, basically. They're their own people, right? So, yeah, but you know, anyway, let's dive into this real quick, right? So, CNN guest takes heat after saying America was never great. It was never great, so I'm not going to say the again part. Former NSBC host Tiffany Cross said, and this is by Christina Parks, Fox News, published March 27th, which is today. This was done at 4:35. Okay, so let's go down here. Now, let me see. Let's just play a little clip of this.
The United States, land of the free, home of the brave, where freedom rings, where independence reigns. There are so many reasons to be proud to be an American. But one liberal commentator couldn't disagree more. Watch.
As a patriot, Scott, I find it really troubling because they ran on this whole idea of this pseudo-patriotism, this regressive masculine patriotism, yet everything they're doing runs against making America great. Well, it was never great, so I'm not going to say the again part, but making America great. You're trying to defend the indefensible. Yeah, I absolutely feel that way. I absolutely feel that way. And I think if you had the history that my people had in this country, that you might have a modicum of understanding and respect for that. America was never great for me.
So she was very clear.
So America was.
She said America was never great for me. Okay, that is her that is her interpretation in accordance to her life thus far, right? And there are several other, what happened? Okay, this thing is jumping around because all these ads on here. Did that thing just jump around to a whole nother story? Yeah, it sure did, right? What the heck? Come on, man, don't do that. Why are you doing it? But anyway, you know, a lot of other melanated people would agree. It's never been great for us. It's never been great for us. If it has ever been great, we can't tell that story. We know about the stories that we've been told, right, that have been passed down to us from ancestors and former family and family members, right? But for most of us here now in the present, living in this, not say that. So that's why I always say, when was it ever great for us? So when I hear something like "Make America Great Again," I have to ask the question, who is that in reference to? Who are you referencing? Are you referencing everybody, or are you just referencing a particular group of people? And then how can you even say that? Okay, which we're going to dive into that in a minute, but let's move down here, right? So, yeah, we don't have to watch no more of that. And this part right here is what she basically just said in that little clip. Okay, so look, Cross bashed President Donald Trump and his administration as inept, arguing that the administration put national security at risk before taking a shot at Trump's "Make America Great Again." What? Really? Oh man, let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's go, okay? You see that age, boy, that age. NBC goes off on network about her treatment. Had my intelligence questioned. I'm not gonna click on that. They ran on this whole idea of pseudo-patriotism, this aggressive masculine patriotism, yet everything they're doing runs against making America great, Cross said. It was never great. So I'm not going to say the again part. Didn't I read that up there? Well, anyway, let's keep going. Cross doubled down on her statement after Republican guest Joe Borelli, former minority leader of the New York City Council, started to protest. I absolutely feel the same way. I think if you had the history my people had in this country, which is another reason why I often say, when was it great for us? Because unless you have lived and experienced what we have experienced, that the whole world has watched and still is watching, okay, then you would not understand where this woman is coming from, or anyone else that may make that statement or feel that way. Then you might have a modicum of understanding and respect for that. Basically what I said, America was never great for me, Cross continued. Again, she's saying for me. So no one should take offense unless you walk in her shoes, unless you've lived her life as her, as Tiffany Cross. No one has the right to disagree with what that woman is saying, because she made it clear when she says right here, it has never been great for me, right? Cross, who previously hosted the MSNBC weekend program, The Cross Connection, was pushed out of the liberal network in 2022 and now co-hosts the podcast Native Land Pod. Cross comments were shared on X, where they drew criticism from conservatives. This is why the Democrats continue to lose, Republican strategist Thomas Hearn wrote. Now, I may not agree with that, Democrat, I may not, Dixiecrat, I may not agree with them, because I do feel like for all the years that melanated folks have been voting voting Democrat, nothing was getting done for us. Nothing was getting done for us. I told y'all in another live where I shared a little, where I did like a little, what you want to call a little skit, like, a little joke I made where I was like, look at Kel Vaughn done ran over that hole in the street for years. Ain't nobody come down here to fix that hole. Them cars riding over that pothole in that street for years. Nobody came down here and fixed that pothole. Those babies still reading from them old raggedy books in their school for years. They ain't getting no new books yet. I mean, the list can go on and on and on about the things that we didn't see progress throughout the years of us continuously voting Democrat. Okay, and I speak that as a whole in accordance to all the things and all the interviews I've watched, things I've read that have come out of other so-called black people's mind, right? And, also from my own eyes, growing up in the inner city, right? This country gave me okay, wait a minute, I'm going too fast, excuse me. This is why Democrats continue to lose. Oh, really, is that so? No, that's why, okay. Well, I don't know if that's why the Democrats are losing. I think the Democrats have started losing because a lot of melanated people have started to wake up and come to that same conclusion I just gave y'all. And as I said, I came to that from listening to the voices of the people, right? So, Ohio State Representative Josh Williams also disagreed. Tiffany Cross does not speak for all black Americans. No, she don't. This country, because like I told y'all, I don't even follow the system, okay? I'm familiar with the system, but I don't follow the system, okay? I just happened to, stumble upon this article and was like, oh, you know what? Yeah. This country gave me the chance to rise from homelessness to the Ohio House of Representatives. So how dare you say that America has never been great, huh? How dare you? Yeah, because Josh Williams said, no, this country gave me the chance to rise from homelessness to the Ohio House of Representatives. That's marvelous, Josh. That's marvelous, but you had better make sure you won't say nothing wrong. You had better to make sure you do everything right. I'm just saying. Again, copyright. Let me get my copyright because I didn't give it, but fair use is granted under the Copyright Act of 1976 for criticism, commentary, education, tutorial, teaching, news, etc. I may be missing something, but this video is done for entertainment, a little entertainment, because I'm going to make it fun. I got to put my spin on it, and that's just what I do over here at Big Sister, right? But this is being done for mainly education. Okay, so yeah, so I don't. First of all, how these people get mad bewilders me. How they get mad, okay? And I mean no disrespect. You always know that over here. That's not what I'm doing. What I'm doing is I'm showing and I'm pointing out the let's just say the stupidity, right, of certain things that go on. And yeah, when it comes to, let me say, the people under the stairs and the way they behave, with everything is, like children, you know what I mean? Like this is my clubhouse, give me back my crayons, you know what I mean? And when the reality of it is that what you did was go all around and just take that, take that, take yup, and then turn around and say, hey, look what we got. Look what we got. We done made America great, y'all. But how'd you do it? How did you do it? All we got to do is go through the pages of history. And when we look at it, the history, we know that that word derives to historical. So basically, what you've been doing is telling us your story, but everything that you've been telling us has been plagiarized because you took it all from other people's story, right? Other people's story, original people's, right? And we can prove that all of this so-called white privilege and white rights that most of you have claimed you've had all these years are not even yours to be claiming, okay? Because if we want to go back, to what it originally said in the Free White American Naturalization Act of July 14, 1870, and that can be found in the Cutler Law Dictionary, which I have right here, okay? It can be found right in here, and I will take you right over here, and I will show you this clip. Let me show y'all this. Look at this. Look at this. Let me open this up right here, and let me zoom this in a little bit. So let me go read a little bit of this, right? So y'all see that? What it say? It says, free white persons. Free white persons referred to in Naturalization Act as amended by Act July 14, 1870, has meaning naturally given to it when first used in one state. Is that supposed to be state? STAT 103C3, right? I'm thinking about the 501C3. 501C3 is what gives, let's say, pastors the right or the right to have taxes waived, so that they, and businesses, certain businesses, right, you don't have to pay taxes like what we call non-profit organizations, right? They usually have a 501(c)(3). So that's what I'm thinking of. That's what a 501. I'm thinking about that when I'm looking at these numbers, right? So pay that no mind, right? Meaning all persons belonging to the European races then commonly counted as white. Now, hold on somebody, hold on.
Huh?
Yeah, commonly counted as white. So what does that mean? You can't just cross over words. Words have meaning. Words, you can't just cross over words, right? Commonly. So, you know, they were commonly known as white. That don't mean white, but they were commonly white, right? So, commonly known as white, and their descendants, including such descendants in other countries to which they have immigrated. Wait. What? To which they immigrated? Because if you immigrate somewhere, doesn't that mean that you came from somewhere else? Because ain't that the same thing the migrants is doing right now, these illegal aliens that everybody's trying to get up out of here? And oh, that reminds me about the time when she was over here. Now, where did that one go? Did that close? I think that might close up. I'm not going to open it back up. But yeah, that reminds me of when she was having that debate about, who was she having that debate with? Hold on, pause. Let me get that for 1 minute. Right here, I'm just going to play a little bit of this. Y'all remember this, right? When she was debating about the whole situation with the immigrants and how she was feeling.
Using this wartime powers to attract what they call gang members. But there is still a human rights issue, and the way that these people are treated is completely inhumane. And the fact of the matter is, if these were white babies being stripped from their families, if these are white men with families, there would be a whole different level of humanity extended to them. And I don't see that happening. The way these people are treated is absolutely criminal.
Yeah, by the way, you invoke the word inhumane.
She be making sense now. I mean, you know, I gotta give it to her. She do point out some relevant things. I mean, we know these things to be true. We know these things to be true, and that's all we trying to speak up on nowadays. We are now trying to let our voices be heard, a great majority. I'm not speaking for all, I can't speak for all. But a great majority of we, as in melanated people, so-called black people, as some of you still you going around. If anybody out there melanated, okay, my skin tone or even lighter than me or darker than me, still calling yourself black, you need a snap. For real, that's what you need. You need a snap, because how are you still walking around calling yourself black? How are you doing that? How are you doing that when so many people have come forward and told you that all you doing when you call yourself that in the eyes of the Lord is basically saying that you black, you non-existent, right? So don't call yourself. If we calling ourselves that around the way, in the neighborhood, amongst our peoples, even with our families, that's different. Black can always be viewed as beautiful when it's done amongst us, but we know that in their legal system, it has no relevance, has no place. So stop making idiots and fools of yourself and just downgrading yourself by going up and going before these folks calling yourself black. For real. You know what I mean? Stop doing it. Stop doing it. We can't move forward if we still got such a large group of people walking around here still doing our old shit. Okay? So, I'm getting off of this. Now let's get back over to here. So we see what this is all saying over here, right? So this is all basically saying, and in reference to what a free white person is, and who it was referring to when it was passed, okay, or amended July 14, 1870, right? Okay, and as it says right here, meaning all persons belonging to the European races then commonly counted as white and their descendants, including such descendants in other countries to which they have migrated. So if those people in other countries migrated over there, like it says right here, like y'all didn't come from, that's not where you from, that's not where you from, sir, then that would mean that even those Europeans that were here in the north migrated here too. Okay, y'all didn't all come from over here. Okay, y'all came in on them ships, on them boats, as we see with Ellis Island and so many other documents, right? So, yeah. But, excuse me, according to this, it includes all, listen up, it includes all European Jews. No disrespect to anyone, I'm reading off the page, and remember, my channel is not for children, this is grown-ups only, so you must be yay high to ride this ride, okay? Because I interpret things, and I give it my own little spin, which, if you have a childish sense of mind, not a grown-up sense of mind, or even sense of humor, you might get offended, but right now I'm just reading off the page. I'm reading off the printed page, that's all I'm doing, right? So, it includes all European Jews, more or less intermixed with people of Celtic, Scandinavian, Teutonic, like Iberian, Latin, Greek, and Slavic descendant slave. I said it right. Slavic, where the word slave come from. I should let you know, this is why another thing. You need to stop referring to yourselves as former slaves. Slave is referring to Slavic. You are not Slavic. We are not Slavic. Well, I'm not Slavic, and you not Slavic either, okay? Maybe you are. That's why you keep calling yourself a slave, but if you know you're not Slavic, then you might want to stop calling yourself or referring to your ancestors as slave, okay? Although that's the name that they gave, but that name really did not apply to so-called black people. No, it did not. You go check out my videos I did when I'm reading the book. They were white and they were slaves, right? Right there. You see it right there, right? So, Scandinavian, Teutonic, Iberian, Latin, Greek, and Slavic descent, right? So this is what it's included. It includes Maggers, I'm not really sure what that says right there. M-A, that looks like M-A-G-Y-A-R-S, Laps and Fins, and the Basques and Albanians. It includes the mixed Latin, Celtic, Iberian, and Moorish inhabitants of Spain and Portugal. Wait a minute, what? Hold up, what? Wait a minute, you stop it now. You stop it now. It includes... Say what? It includes the Moorish inhabitants of Spain and Portugal. So they were there. They were really the Moors, so the Moors were really ruling over there, right? That's what it says according to your Free White Persons Naturalization Act, right? But they were also included as free white persons. Whoa. Head blown, right? Somebody's head just exploded. Okay, so let's keep moving. The mixed Greek, Latin, Phoenician, and North African inhabitants of Sicily. What? Africans was in Sicily too? Wow, you get out of here. Africans was in Sicily? Come on, man, stop playing with me. Really? So we really were all over, huh? Even though initially, in its origin, before everything got all mixed and integrated, yeah, we were actually in all these names of these people were melanated people. Now, I got proof I can pull something from Benjamin Franklin's mouth himself, but I'm not going to do that in this one. I got that information in another one. Just follow me, and you'll see me. In fact, I got part 2 of the book reading from They Were White and They Were Slaves coming up. I might do that, if not tonight, probably not tonight. Because when I end this, which will be in a little while, I got things to take care of, right? But, because I'm pre-recording this right now, all my lives is seeming to go a little wacky when I try to do it all live. So I'm pre-recording it, which I'm learning that most people are doing. So yeah, if you're watching right now, welcome. Thank y'all for being here and coming on by and rocking out with your big six. All right, so now we see that these are people that are included as free white persons. What? Moors and Africans as free white people? Not white people. But anyway, let's go. And the mixed Slav and Tatar inhabitants of South Russia. Yeah, that's Russia. Europe, it does not mean, wait a minute.
Oh my God.
Look at what it say right here. After it said all these races, if you will, or nationalities, after it said all of these were included with free white persons, look at what it says down here. It said the Slav and Tatar inhabitants of South Russia, I just read that, but it does not, let me zoom that in a little bit, let's get that closer to here. How close can we get that? Right there, that's as far as I can go, right? So where I'm at. It does not mean Caucasian race. What? You mean to tell me that in 1870, y'all wasn't even considered no free white persons? But y'all running around here talking about, look at all of this, look at everything we got, look at what we got, look at us. We the supreme being, writing books like, nature's eternal, what you call it, nature's, what's that book by Ben Klassen I was reading to y'all? Just writing stuff saying that, y'all were put here by God to rule. And God made you the superior. But in 1870, it said, and let's look at it again, because I don't want nobody thinking I'm making nothing up. I'm not making nothing up, y'all. See it right there. It said that you were it does not mean Caucasian race, Aryan race either. Ooh, wait, you get out of here. Oh my goodness.
Oh, no.
I'm sorry, but that's what it said. That's what it originally was. Now, of course, we should know that obviously somebody went in there and did a little tweaking, right? We can see that they don't honor this no more. But originally, okay, because we won't go back to originally. See what I'm saying? Originally, that what it was. Huh? And we got that from what we get it from over here. We got that from Cutler's Law of Naturalization. Now it says law. It's a very powerful word right there, okay? So this is the digitized version, and I got this right off a good old Internet Archive, so y'all can go on down there, and you can get your copy, read it online if you can't download the PDF file, because this is the PDF file, but you can go on down there. Yeah, because, I had heard or ran across this information some years ago, but when I stumbled upon the clip, I was like, because I'd never been able to actually find the link, like where it actually come from, but when I ran across that clip and I went and I punched it in, this came up, right? So, yeah, go on down there and check it out. Go on down there and check it out. And as you can see from here, this is original. This is original. You hear me? This is original. What does this date say right here? What does it say? February the 7th, 1930 this is from. These are old library books that have now been put into the public domain, which means you can go down there and read it, okay? So getting back over here real quick, because I'm about to end this for you good people. Just wanted to share this with you real quick, okay? But and try to make it a little more intriguing, okay, for this live presentation. Now, it includes, we already read all that, but it don't include, what? It don't include us. Wait a minute, what you talking about?
Oh my God.
No, it can't be. It just can't be, it can't be. We ain't included, but the Moors and the Africans was included, but not the Caucasian, or the Aryan, or the Indo-European. So, don't nobody get mad at me, but this also goes on to say Dravidians, what's that say, Semitic, and Mongolian peoples who inhabit Persia. Now, when we talk about Mongolian, we know because we know that there are 3 root races, right? If you do not know, I'm telling you so now. This is verified, okay? You can look this up, okay? But the 3 root races are what the Negroid, the Mongolian, the Mongoloid, and Caucasian. Okay, so yeah, when we talk about Mongoloid, we talk about our Asian people, okay? But it says right there, Mongolian people who inhabit Persia, a Syrian of Asiatic birth and descent, and descent will not be entitled to become a naturalized citizen of the United States as being a free white person. So, somebody want to explain to me After after seeing all of that, even though this may not be this is obviously not being followed anymore, right? Nah, because they just poke their chest out way too far, right? Because I know right now somebody's head is like, what? What? What you talking about? What? Oh no.
What the hell? Oh my God, no way, yeah.
Can't be no way. Can't be no way. You got to be Jack. Yeah. So we can put that down. But anyway, jumping right back over here. Yeah. So they gave my girl a bunch of backlash over that, right? And then you got the brother jump up and said she don't speak for all African Americans anyway. And this country gave me the chance to rise from homelessness to becoming a House of Representatives, to becoming an Ohio House of Representatives. So don't you tell me, Miss Tiffany, that the American dream is not real, because I am living proof of the American dream. That's what he said. I'm living proof. Obviously, he don't know the real scenario or the real deal behind this American dream, right? Yeah, every now and then, you gotta let somebody do that. You gotta let somebody in there, but when we let you in there, you better remember here. You better remember, this is our clubhouse. This is our clubhouse. Ain't it, Earl? All right, y'all, that's it. I gotta go. But it's all in the name of love. You hear me? It's all in the name of love. It's all fun. Again, I hope nobody got offended. But if you did, then I guess you in the wrong place. You in the wrong place, baby. It's like I'm gonna say it again. My channel not for the children. It's not for babies. And you wanna be yay high, or you got to be yay high before you ride this ride. And on that note, I'm gonna say, do not forget, sky is not the limit. If you can think it, you can see it, then you can grab it, and you can have it. Peace. I love y'all. Be good to yourselves and be good to one another, okay? Let's go. 'Cause we got work to do, baby.